What if I told you that the Bible doesn't just give one answer to life's biggest question? It gives three, and they don't all agree. At first, everything seems simple, clear, almost predictable. You opened the book of Proverbs, and it tells you something reassuring. The world is ordered. God is wise. God is just. Do what is right, and life will go well. Make wise choices, and you will prosper. Turn toward evil, and consequences will follow. Cause and effect, justice, balance. It's the kind of truth we want to believe, because it makes life feel controllable. But then, you turn the page, and everything starts to shift. Ecclesiastes enters the conversation, and it doesn't whisper, it challenges. It looks at the same world and says, that's not always how it works. Good people suffer. The wicked succeed. Hard work doesn't always pay off. Life is unpredictable, fleeting, like smoke slipping through your fingers. And suddenly, the question hits you. If life isn't fair, then is God really just? That tension, that discomfort, that unanswered question leads us to the final and most intense voice in the conversation, the book of Job. Job is introduced as a man of integrity, blameless, faithful, a man who truly honors God. And yet, in a moment, everything is taken from him. His wealth, his family, his health, gone. Not because he failed, not because he sinned, but because of a question raised in the unseen realm. Does Job love God, or just the blessings? And so begins one of the most powerful explorations of suffering ever written. Job sits in the dust, broken, confused, in pain. His friends come, and they think they have the answer. God is just, they say. So you must have done something wrong. But Job knows the truth. He didn't. And so he does what many are afraid to do. He questions, he wrestles, he cries out, God, why? For chapter after chapter, the silence lingers, the debate continues, the tension builds, until finally, God answers. But not in the way anyone expects. God doesn't explain the suffering. He doesn't reveal the reason. He doesn't justify the pain. Instead, he shows Job something far greater: the vastness of creation, the complexity of the universe, the depth of wisdom behind every detail of existence. He asks Job, can you control this? Can you understand this? Can you run the world, even for a moment? And in that moment, everything shifts. Job realizes something profound. His perspective was too small. Not because his pain wasn't real, but because God's wisdom is far bigger than human understanding. And so Job doesn't get an answer, but he finds something deeper: trust. Not blind faith, not easy answers, but a quiet confidence that even when life doesn't make sense, God still does. And that is the wisdom of these three books. Proverbs teaches us order, Ecclesiastes reveals the chaos, and Job shows us how to live right in the middle of both. So the question isn't just, why does suffering exist? The real question is, can you trust God, even when you don't understand Him? If this changed the way you see the Bible, make sure to like the video. Subscribe for more deep, cinematic breakdowns like this, and I'll see you in the next one.